Hey, and welcome to Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Sara Meadows, and today we're looking at Montana Heritage Edition from Big Kid Games.
In this 2 to 4 player worker placement and tile placement game, players are seeking to expand their territories across the wide open plains of Montana.
This game is from designer Rudiger Dorn and takes about 35 minutes to play. Let's take a look at it now.
To set up the game, put together the appropriate number of land tiles based on your player count, populate the land with cattle and canteens, place the starting tile in the center, lay out the worker board, and then give each player a colored player board.
Players start the game with all of their land tiles, a cow, and resources of each type, as well as a few coins based on their starting order.
Each player will then spin and collect workers, and then you're ready to begin.
Each player's turn will begin by recruiting some help. Players will spin the wheel, collect the shown meeple from the general supply. They can pay wheat to move the arrow if they wish.
Then players will place their meeple and pay to collect resources. Placing a second meeple will allow you to collect extra.
Players can choose from any one space on the board on their turn, including the auction house in the city.
Players get a final action where they can choose to settle new land. They must pay the shown resources, and they must start building from the center or from any other already settled plot of land. They can build up to 3 settlements on one turn, or they can collect coins if they choose to settle less.
The first player to get all of their settlements out on the board wins the game.
So like most worker placements, there are obviously some other fine-tuned rules in there. We didn't really explain how bidding works or how you can like trade in a cow at any time for any other resource, but I think we covered the basics.
I think one of my favorite things about this game is they actually used a spinner in a good way besides movement. I also like that they incorporated tile placement in a worker placement game.
And the fact that that is the game in Trigger is really, really interesting because this game has this weird effect kind of where it like ramps up right at the end. You'll be playing a turn and you'll think like, okay, there's not a single tile on the board, I'm good to go. And then all of a sudden one dude will lay like his 3 and then he'll play his canteen, which allows you another free action turn. So he plays this whole other turn, lays 3 more. If you make a straight line, you can double stack at the end of that on 4. Some of the tiles allow you to build 2 on it. So all of a sudden the game goes from like feeling like this game could go on for another hour to like, oh man, 2 more turns, this game could be over.
I really like the pace for this game. Like Will said, it ramps up quickly right at the end and makes you want to play it again because you are realizing that you only have a turn left or so at the end. I also like the theme for it being growing up in the Midwest. I enjoy games that aren't necessarily farming, but have a new theme to them.
Yeah, I think we see a lot of worker placements placed in foreign countries and cities we've never heard of, or I've never heard of. But Montana, been there, done that. So pretty cool theme. The artwork for it was really enjoyable. It's very straightforward. I like that the meeples are all like custom painted, which is really kind of a nice addition.
Yeah, if this sounds like something that you're interested in, you can check it out from Big Kid Games. And don't forget to subscribe to our other videos from Tantrum House.
So as with most worker placement games, there are obviously some fine-tuned other rules in there that we didn't really talk about, like how the bidding works or the fact that there's one other thing. What was the other thing? When you're trading the resources. Rules in there we didn't mention, like how the bidding works or how you can... What is the other thing?
Trading cows.